everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucy, and in today's video I want to talk about the books I'll be reading on the beach this summer. So as this video goes live, I will probably be like on my way or arriving into Palma in Mallorca, which I'm super excited about. And as soon as I come back, I have a few days and then I'm off to Greece. So I have 2 weeks of very hot places awaiting me, lots of poolside reading, lots of beach reading, and honestly, like, this fills my soul with happiness because I feel like there is nothing better than finishing off books in the sun whilst you're like lying on a sun lounger. So I had to pull together this video and tell you guys about the books that I'm going to be bringing on holiday with me. So I'm dividing these between my kind of like Palma, Mallorca reading and then my Greece reading, because they will obviously be going in different suitcases. I won't be reading all these books on one holiday, so I'm dividing them up. So let's start with my Mallorca reading first, like what I want to bring to Palma, which I'm really excited to go to. The first book I really want to read there is The Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting by Sophie Irwin. So this is a Regency romance book, and I believe this is already out. This proof was kind of gifted to me by HarperCollins, Harper Fiction. I also work for the publisher there, so I was just sent this proof as kind of a staff member. But this book is a Regency romance book and it sounds so good. So this book is essentially about a woman called Kitty who, her family's on the brink of destitution and she knows she needs to find herself a rich husband. And to do that, she obviously has to go to all these balls and meet lots of men. And obviously this is Regency society, so it's going to be full of kind of, you know, certain customs and exciting balls, and I just can't wait for this because if you know me, you know my reading. I'm a big Regency romance fan. I adore Regency romance, and the fact that more and more like Regency romance is being traditionally published makes me very happy indeed. I also think there's nothing better than reading Regency romance on holiday because like you want to read romance by the pool, you know what I mean? Like there's just something so nice about reading romance when it's hot outside. It's very escapist as a genre to me. So the fact that I'm going to be bringing this on holiday, like I already can't wait to read this, and I will let you guys know my thoughts on Lady's Guide to Fortune Hunting. Now the next book I'll be bringing to Mallorca is Twin Crowns by Catherine Webber and Catherine Doyle. So this is a YA fantasy and it is essentially about two women who are twins, separated at birth. One has actually gone on to be Princess of the Kingdom and eventually Queen of the Kingdom. The other one is a sorceress who's kind of been like living a life of obscurity, I believe. And then these twins eventually end up meeting and they're kind of very different to each other, but they're both vying for the same throne. And this book sounds incredible. I feel like fantasy as well is like a perfect book to read by the beach or by the pool. You want something escapist and something that's a real adventure. So I feel like I've been waiting to read Twin Crowns in this setting for a while. This is also another May publication, so it's already out, and I've heard non-stop amazing things about this book. Also, the proof is so beautiful. Just look at this. This is the rose proof. So there were rose proofs and then wren proofs based on which sister you kind of got. So thank you to Electric Monkey Books for sending me this one. I will let you guys know what I think about it, but I'm just super excited to read this. I love a YA fantasy, as you all know. And this is just going to be a lot of fun, I can already tell. Now the next book I'll be reading will be on my Kindle, and this is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now I've only recently gotten into Taylor Jenkins Reid. I kind of listened to Daisy Jones and the Six last year on audio and absolutely loved it. So I knew that reading Malibu Rising on holiday at some point this year was something I really wanted to do, mainly just because this is like peak summer book, I've heard. And also, I think something about Taylor Jenkins Reid, the kind of like nostalgia of her books, lends itself really well for like a holiday read. So let me read you the blurb, because I actually don't really know what this one's about, but it says, 4 famous siblings throw an epic party to celebrate the end of the summer. So summer, perfect setting. Over the course of 24 hours, their lives will change forever. And then it says, Malibu Rising is a story about one unforgettable night in the life of a family. The night they each have to choose what they will keep from the people who made them and what they will leave behind. So this sounds incredible. The fact that it is set over 24 hours is a really cool concept. And I will be reading this on my Kindle, so hopefully I'll be able to read this quite quickly. but I'm just super excited. Like, you can imagine reading a book called Malibu Rising in the sun, you know? So I am so excited about that. So those are the 3 books that I'm going to be reading the week I'm in Mallorca. And then the week that I'm going to Greece, it's going to be a tricky one because I'm actually going over to Greece for a wedding, a big fat Greek wedding. Is there anything better? So I'm really hoping that I get round to reading all these books, but it may not be possible. We will see. The first book I really want to read though is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. Now, I've seen this like a lot of places because it apparently is really tropey, which I really love. So it's described as the first daughter is for the throne, the second daughter is for the wolf. And it says, as the only second daughter born in centuries, Red has one purpose: to be sacrificed to the wolf in the wood in order to save her kingdom. Red is almost relieved to go. Plagued by a dangerous power she can't control, at least she knows that in the Wilderwood, she can't hurt those she loves again. But the legends lie. The wolf is a man, not a monster. Her magic is a calling, not a curse. And if she doesn't learn how to use it, the Wilderwood and her world will be lost forever. Hannah Witten's richly imagined debut is a sweeping tale of love, legends, and the secrets that hide beyond the trees. This sounds pure escapism, and I'm really digging that. I think this will be like a really good one to read on the plane ride over to Greece. It's not too big, it's like just over 400 pages, so I'm really hoping to get to reading this one as soon as I kind of get into the airport and get on the plane, you know, because I think this one will be super escapist. There is a romance in there as well. It just sounds like my type of thing to a T. So I'll let you guys know my thoughts about this one. The next book I really hope to read in Greece will be Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. So I have been saving this book to read on a very nice holiday, essentially, because I think this will be the perfect poolside reading. This is very kind of reflective. It is about a woman in her 40s whose life falls apart, essentially, and she is quite mean, I guess, to her family and the people around her. She kind of struggles a lot to really make sense of the world and to herself, and I believe she suffers with mental illness as well. So I'm really intrigued to read this, and I just think it'll be a perfect summer book, because I think a good thing about summer reading is reading things that are very self-reflective, and I've heard that this book is just beautiful to read, quite escapist, but also poses a lot of questions that I think maybe I can relate to. So I'm really looking forward to reading Sorrow and Bliss. I've heard it's absolutely like masterful. I've heard it's so brilliant. So if you have read it, do let me know in the comments below. And the final book I want to read in Greece is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. So this is Helen Huang's debut novel, and it is a romance, so I will be reading it on my Kindle, and it's described as a heartwarming and refreshing debut novel that proves one thing: there's not enough data in the world to predict what will make your heart tick. Now, interestingly, this is about a woman with Asperger's syndrome who is obsessed with math. So it's kind of a similar vibe to, like, you know, Ali Hazelwood's novels, where the main character is in STEM. And basically, I've heard this book is quite spicy because it's about, obviously, Stella, who has no history with dating. She doesn't really know what to do, and she needs to hire a professional to teach her these things. So they literally go through like how to have a relationship, and then they obviously fall in love with each other, which I cannot wait for. I think this type of romance is perfect for the summer, so I'm just ready for some like steamy, escapist reading. And I'm really excited about all these books I've chosen today, because I think each of them are quite different. So I would love to know down below in the comments what book is on your holiday reading if you are going away. If you're not going away this summer, then surely, hopefully, you'll take some time for yourself, you know, reading at the weekend or going out to the park and reading. I would love to know what is on your reading list for this summer. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and do also let me know if you've read any of my choices and what you thought about them. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you very soon with my next video. Bye.